Hello everybody, my name is PunchSh0t. Today I will be running the any % category for SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. And this is my first time ever attending or running at an in-person event, and having it be on such a grand stage, I would really rather not have it any other way.
Yeah, and we'll just go and introduce ourselves along the way real quick. Go first.
I am CheeseJayy. I am not a runner of this game. I have more in the Mario scene, specifically Mario Odyssey, but I am a friend of PunchSh0t's, and I've been a friend of his for like 5 years now, so I'm kind of here just to vibe with him.
Yeah. I am Jaxler. I've been a part of the SpongeBob community for speedrunning since 2015, and super excited to be here. This is incredible to be here on day one.
Yep, and I'm Kaons. Punch and I have been around for this game since the very beginning, even though the beginning it was less than a year ago. I mean the hoverless categories though, and I'll get more into what that is during the run at some point.
Yep, Kaons is that very handsome Quagsire right beside Jaxler. Say hello
Yep, that
to
is
him.
me. I'm the Quagsire.
He's a remote commentator.
All right, so with that said, not much more to be said. Here we go. We will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck.
Good luck, PunchSh0t.
Let's do this.
Thank you, guys. So the first thing to mention is that it is important to note that I am playing on version 1.0.2, which is the oldest patch of the game, and that is because on the current patches, the main glitch that we use in this category doesn't work the same way, and as thus, this version is much faster than those versions.
Oh yeah. So at this point, I'm sure most of you know about Battle for Bikini Bottom, a licensed game, but a very good one at that. It was good enough to warrant a full-blown remake, which is pretty much unheard of for licensed games. The remake sold incredibly well, which eventually led to the same studio who developed the remake creating their own SpongeBob game that is quite similar to Battle for Bikini Bottom. And BFBB has grown a very large speedrun community, and a lot of people from that community surrounding Cosmic Shake at launch. And some of the people from the BFBB community are amazing at strat hunting and finding glitches, and because of this, we found a major glitch on the second day of the game being out. And you guys are going to see that very soon, but not quite yet.
Yeah, so we're still kind of going through kind of like the opening moments of the story and sort of the tutorial on how to play the game. So we don't quite have access to all of our movement toolkit and stuff at the start. Something we will get in just a moment here is the pizza box. It's going to act like a bit of a hover for us that lets us extend our jumps a little bit, but PunchSh0t is going to instead skip it by something we'll see a lot in this game, which is use of the bubble wand in order to extend ourselves further horizontally, because whenever you use that pizza glide, it actually slows down your velocity a little bit. So we got a bit of a scripted fight here. The enemies are always going to be in the same place every time, so PunchSh0t knows exactly where to stand in order to get that done all in one quick cycle, and then we're going to be making our way, after talking to Cassandra, into the first of our major levels here.
We have a classic strat in the SpongeBob game, spinning to get more distance in your jumps. That is a very prime movement in this game.
Yeah, so we're heading to Wild West Jellyfish Fields, which is the first world of the game, the western variants of Jellyfish Fields from Battle for Bikini Bottom. And after this auto-scroller seahorse section thing, it's pretty brief, we're going to see the major glitch that completely broke this game. We're going to see that very soon and explain it in a little bit.
Yes, so right here is the first demonstration of the glitch. So in order to optimize performance in this game, whenever you look away from an entity, it will despawn and it will act as if it's not there. And this includes the player character. So since we are slamming when SpongeBob doesn't exist, his animation is never able to end. So it will result in just us being able to float anywhere. But it's important to note that this won't last forever, because as we are hovering, SpongeBob is very slowly going up pixel by pixel.
Yeah, and so right here,
right.
Yep, we're gonna do a hover right through here. There's this big section in the Manta Fe portion where there's like this encounter in the saloon, and then you also have to go and learn how to actually ride the seahorses properly. But this hover is gonna cut us straight over into the next seahorse section after Manta Fe, and we'll just slam right into the loading trigger.
Yeah, this glitch, obviously, the main strat using the 80% run. This has sort of divided the game into two types of categories. We've got 80% categories and we've got hoverless. Because obviously this trick completely changes its runs, so the runs are quite different. I'm more into the hoverless stuff, but PunchSh0t is definitely very good at the hover categories. And it all comes down to preference. It's all pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
And we have a big lawn hover here to this last portion of the main area of Wild West Jellyfish Fields soon. Once Punch lands, he has to collect some cactus juice for Mr. Krabs. And you actually intended to collect a lot more, but he's only collecting 3 because only the final 3 are actually required to progress.
Yeah, so something that Punch has to keep doing here, we'll mention this more a bit later, is Punch is playing on keyboard and mouse, and so the camera will try to pan back down into a default position behind SpongeBob. So Punch is constantly inching the mouse a little bit forward just to make sure that SpongeBob continues to be off screen. And we'll see if we get the skip right here. Might be a little, all right.
You do the back-upper here by jumping on that wanted poster.
Not
He's
really.
not gonna go for it.
Oh, come on.
Oh man, now you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it.
Yeah, now we gotta go for it. There we go.
There's the backup. There we go.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. No worries whatsoever.
So, yeah, it's going pretty well.
Yeah, so the really cool thing about this section is there's a lot of cool, this is kind of a trend with the SpongeBob games. You have like a lot of cool stuff you can do with the ledge grab to kind of like break things a little bit or optimize the platforming ever so slightly. So there's a good example right here where we're gonna get the 3rd bit of cactus juice here, and then we're gonna see some cool ledge grab setups. So I believe in Rehydrated, like every ledge grab for the most part is pretty scripted, but on this game you can
They're all manually added.
Yeah, in this game you can pretty much ledge grab anything, and it lets you get away with some pretty cool stuff like right here. So he's gonna use that cartwheel there to get that one, nice. And then coming up, so we got a fight here. So I don't remember how exactly recent this was, but we had a pretty recent new discovery for after this fight that we'll get to see. So I believe
so PunchSh0t intentionally dying there actually allows him to get multiple hits off of the jelly duplicator enemies. This is actually, it ties in about even in this particular spot compared to like just hitting him 3 consecutive times. Yeah, next we're heading to the relatively recent discovery called Bullworm Mind Skip. He's going to clip out of bounds here and do a hover directly to the elevator that you would go to after finding the gold tooth for the old man. Yep, he's heading there right now.
That's right, and originally before this trick was discovered, we had to go into the cavern where we had to collect an item, then we needed to wait for an autosave, then die, and then when we respawn, we exit the game, and we would go back into the game, which would put us back to where we need to be with the item without having to do a forced fight. But that's not necessary anymore.
Yeah, and so as we're heading... oh, go ahead.
So we're heading to the Mr. Krabs chase sequence. It's pretty much an auto-scroller section, but you can use some directional inputs to get a bit further ahead, which you'll be able to see as he clips inside the train lane a little bit. But now would definitely be a great time for donations because this is a very straightforward, nothing kind of part.
Yeah, probably about a minute here.
Wonderful, wonderful. I have $250 here for you from the Zaders, who says, yeah. They say, supporting PunchSh0t, running SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. You got this, buddy.
Oh, thank you, the Zaders. I wonder who that could be.
Also,
in fact, they're my family.
Also have $25 from Orion Williams, who says, let's get more Jet Set Radio Future content, 25 to the car fight incentive. Oh, wow, and that incentive has not been met yet, but is making great progress. We are at $11,000 already, but I'd love to see us get the rest. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah, give us one more.
One more? I got $50 for you from Dark Muesli, who says, much wholesome, many speed. Such love is all I need. Well said.
And I believe right here you're going to be getting an Easter egg PunchSh0t.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the massive Easter egg. Very important Easter egg that is.
No.
It is necessary for us to complete this run.
Yeah, it's just...
totally necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, but...
So kind of while we're on the train, it's probably a good time to talk about some of the basic moment-to-moment movement that you're going to see us do while we're not hovering. So even though we can kind of hover, for the most part, pretty much anywhere we want to go, most of the time our movement is going to be consisting of these dodge rolls because the hover actually moves us a bit slower than the dodge roll. Something that PunchSh0t does as well is jumping at the end of the dodge roll animation. Because at the end of the standard animation, it actually resets SpongeBob's velocity back to 0. But if you jump, it cancels that and allows you to go a little bit faster. So we're going to be doing a combination of that and a couple of more nuanced, like combat roll related things here. One thing you'll see here is combat rolling at a very specific point during these mob spawner shockwaves. Normally the way they work is they like stun SpongeBob back and you have to wait about 3 seconds before you're able to damage him again. But by doing that combat roll, you can actually clear through that fight, and those are the only 2 that you need to take care of in order to get to the end there. So really good start to the run so far.
Oh yeah, not too
Yep,
bad. Yeah,
and
so an important thing to note for
Karate
the
Downtown next.
yeah. So the important thing to note about the fight that I just did there, for those appetizers is what I call them. If you look away while they are dying, they won't actually die because the game will think they still exist because their death animation won't ever happen because remember things despawn when off frame.
Yeah, everything needs to be on camera for this game for it to happen. It's kind of annoying. So now we're heading to Karate Downtown. This is one of my favorite levels in the game for a speedrun. You can skip quite a lot. It's pretty cool in both hoverless and any %. And first we have a major skip that I will explain soon once we get to it. But first we have to run along here on the red carpet. And we're gonna get there in a little bit.
Yeah, so all of these levels are kind of themed after previous levels in like other SpongeBob games, but like kind of with a multiverse twist because of all the cosmic shit nonsense going on. So this is like the Sandy version of Downtown with the whole karate movie aesthetic going on. Hence all the movie set stuff that we'll see in a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
All
So
right,
here we're going
so-
to be starting a wall hover. And wall hovers are slightly different from regular hovers because we're actually going to be looking to the side while being against the wall. And this will also cause SpongeBob to go off screen. And yep, we can
Yeah.
just go around and land in this doorway here.
While most hovers work and are known for looking at the sky, this still works because SpongeBob is off screen. And now we're doing what we call a 2D skip, where we skip the 2D auto-scroller section of the world. And that wall hover, by the way, that also skips a little mini-boss section that is only possible in any %. You can't do that in hoverless. Yeah, we're doing another wall hover here to get to the 2D section, and PunchSh0t is going to land, jump on this piece of wood.
Got the ledge grab, good.
Invisible ledge grab, and now he's going to run along on this piece of cardboard here. It's quite long, so I'd say this is a good time for one donation.
One donation, you've got it. I have $50 for you from Sir Sputnik, who says, F is for friends who do stuff together. Good luck to PunchSh0t.
Thank you so much. It's great.
Thank you all so much. So we're gonna act in hoverless. You actually keep going down a bit further, but we're gonna cut this off a little earlier with another hover. Because of the way things work out, we have to make sure we land at certain points to like get certain power ups. So we're gonna be taking a quick detour for the karate kick move here, just like that.
Yep. Punch has to unlock the karate kick move there by talking to Squidward, and this move is required for progression. You actually need it to defeat the Sandy fight that's later on this world. And okay, I don't like this jump.
Everything's
All right,
everything. Okay, no, it's not fun. I'm gonna save it.
That jump is very precise. But yeah, anyway, PunchSh0t needs the karate kick move to defeat the Sandy boss, but it also generally just speeds up the movement quite a bit. You're gonna see that very soon. And yeah, he's gonna jump in the pipe.
I'm not gonna do that again. Don't worry.
He's not gonna go for it again. It's a very tight jump. I don't blame him.
And this building right here just has a little ledge on the side. It's really funky. So this hover, like, even though this just looks like a kind of straightforward hover, PunchSh0t has to be really careful here because when you're out of bounds in Cosmic Shake, there are kill planes everywhere. So it's not as simple as just like hovering just straight to the finish line, because you also have to consider that your camera is pointed up. So you can't like look at landmarks in front of you because otherwise you'll just drop the hover and fall into a kill plane. So that one has a little bit of that. And then we probably got the hardest hover itself in the run, which is, I don't even know where to start with this one.
Yeah, crane skip. I personally believe crane skip to be one of the hardest hovers in the run. You have to you have to do a big hover and then land on a window and then karate kick an enemy above you after jumping on a pipe. And it's pretty tight. You also have to avoid some death planes too. And then coming up after that, we have the funniest joke in the game. I don't know if you all are ready for it.
Oh yeah, it is extremely funny. It is guaranteed that you will laugh really hard.
It's really frustrating. Punch, myself, and nearly everyone else who's ran this game have lost countless runs due to laughing too hard at that joke. It is unfortunately a major reset point. It's just so funny.
Okay, so that's the hard part.
All right, thank God. Okay, that's the hard part done.
And then we got the karate kick. First
got
try,
it.
nicely
Let's go,
done.
man.
Beautiful.
Nice. So,
Here comes the joke.
it's coming up.
All right, it's coming. It's coming. Get ready.
It's coming up.
Prepare your laugh box.
What do you think they're making with all these cranes?
Dude, that
There it
joke
is.
is so
That
funny.
is so
If you don't get the
funny.
joke, cranes are usually used for moving things, and pasta typically isn't made with cranes.
Can we
I think
get,
that's very funny. What about you guys?
yeah, can we get some primes in chat for that joke?
Yeah, if
Very, very
you're
funny.
coughing out along while laughing at that, I don't have anything to say to you.
Yeah,
It's just too funny.
it's
Just so funny.
so funny. So something we saw a little bit with the movement while we were laughing at the crane joke is that for movement, sometimes PunchSh0t will actually cancel the karate kick right before making contact with the enemy so that he can immediately land on the ground a bit faster so he can start doing the combat roll stuff. Now we got the Sandy fight.
Yeah, so for the Sandy fight, PunchSh0t needs to intentionally have 2 health and then die after the first phase, which allows him to skip the phase with the wheel turning on its side. So first he's going to get this this hit. He's going to karate kick Sandy and then stand in the middle here, and that's going to... Oh wait, first he has to get these glob enemies. Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
This kind of lures them all in towards the center so they can take care of them all without having to move super far.
Yep, that was the ideal
Oh,
fight
yep,
right
to stay
there.
in the center.
Yep. See, if I died right
And you
there,
got
if I died right there with 1 HP, I would have actually died too early, and I would have done the fight
Yeah,
again.
so
that would lose a
The
lot
rest
of
of
time.
this fight is like kind of just the same thing, so I'd say good donation point right here.
Probably 1 or 2.
Sure thing. I have $10 from you. For you from NTAP, who says PunchSh0t #1.
And Tep, yo, what's up, man? He is a common member from my stream. Great guy.
Do you have time for one more?
Go for it.
We do.
We got $50 from Boyle's Kids, who says, the kids say, I love the show, and I'm pretty sure I'll love the video game. What you think? Are they gonna love the video game?
They're gonna love the video
Yeah, the game's
game.
pretty
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Yep.
This game's really good. You know. Same with the Rehydrated remake as well. They're both really, really fun.
Yep, Battle for Bikini Bottom. And now Punch is heading to Pirate Goo Lagoon, and we are not going to be here for long. How this level is played in any percent is a huge contrast to how this level is played in hoverless. And that's because in any percent, you can push the hovers to the absolute limit and hover straight to the very end. You skip this entire world pretty much with the exception of the boss fight. Unfortunately though, you do miss out on the slingshot and boost ring power-ups, which affect a little bit of the run, but it's not nearly significant enough to warrant actually like collecting them. And Punch is going to be heading to that hover very soon. If you want to talk about that.
Oh yeah. So to give you like a view on how much this saves in hoverless, this level is usually around 9 minutes, right? But in the hover category, this is 3 minutes long, so it cuts off 6 entire minutes.
Yeah.
Play.
Yep.
First hover right here, this is going to get us to a part of the level that we're not supposed to access. It's mainly for decoration, which is why the textures are going to look like really low res in a sec.
Yeah, very low poly.
Yeah, we need to get there so that we can get the height to do another hover because the boat where the final boss is always loaded within the level. And if you nail the hover just right, you can actually land right on top of that boat like Kaons was talking about. So this is the tricky one, so we're going to ask for quiet time for just a moment. Because
this one's hard.
PunchSh0t's going to be looking for a visual cue with the skybox here to know exactly when to start adjusting. It's got the hover. That's good.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
swam too- I
unfortunately,
swam too late.
as you can see, the pirate hat that SpongeBob has there is very tall. I think it actually does impact the hover distance quite a bit, which is kind of annoying because SpongeBob gets back on screen sooner. You could change your costume, it obviously loses time though.
The pirate hat's pretty cool, so we got to keep it on, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so pretty much what Punch is looking for is to land on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh come on.
That was close.
Pretty much what Punch is looking to do is like land on like the bow of the ship, kind of like that front pointy bit, kind of where that fish, like that mermaid bit of the ship is. So
And I'm not getting the slam. That's okay. There we go. That's gotta be it, right?
yeah,
I felt really good.
you, Patrick. Thank you.
This hover is one of the reasons why the estimate is around
This
50
hover
minutes.
is very difficult. Yep.
Yeah.
That should cover my buns.
Try it again.
Should be good, and if not, maybe we take off the player.
Yeah.
You do
Oh man, change costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change costumes. All right. It's just be
Just normal
classic.
SpongeBob. Yep. Yeah, wait for some health, and then
Sorry, it looks a lot
all
better.
right,
There
you got
is.
it. Well
There
done,
it
man.
is.
Well done.
Okay.
It's a very difficult hover. Everyone really struggled learning with that when it was new. So
Yeah.
I do not blame him at all for messing that up.
Yeah.
It's very difficult and annoying.
Yeah, especially under pressure as well. Like PunchSh0t said, this is his first ever in-person event period. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dying on that last one would have been really detrimental because that was my last health like that.
Oh man,
That's okay.
yeah, it's
though.
all good.
yeah, because we're on the boat, we just save into the cutscene, so we're pretty much good to go from here.
But yeah, if I died on that last hover, I would have lost around a minute and a half more than just dying normally.
Well, Patrick gives you health, so I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so for the most part, all these enemies start in the same spot. So all of these fights are really well choreographed just to get them all in the same place. So you don't have to do individual attacks on each enemy. You can just get them all in one go.
It's all very intentional what he's doing here in the order he gets the enemies.
And
And
also
with
gonna
the
see.
final part. Yep.
Yeah,
the,
gonna see a little
pirate ship here.
cutscene. Yeah, skip here. So these brute enemies are really hard to damage consistently because they have really long invulnerability windows before I guess their next phase of being damageable. So what Punch actually did there is lured a shot from the one with the lollipop and then had the tartar sauce projectile also hit him as well, basically killing the one with the tub in one shot, which is, if you've played this game, not really something you're supposed to be able to do at all.
All right, yeah, so up next, we have the best part of the entire game. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. It is the, get ready? Get ready. Here it is.
Patty
It's the
flipping
RNG
minigame.
patty flipping
Patty
minigame. For
flipping.
the next minute, PunchSh0t is going to be flipping you all some burgers. This segment is entirely RNG. It's completely random as to how the burgers fall and how long it takes for them to be cooked. And you can lose upwards of 10 seconds here just by getting bad RNG. It is great. It's very fun. And unfortunately, losing 10 seconds in any percent is pretty much a dead run nowadays.
Yeah,
Punch,
if you're
if you
going
wanna
for
talk
a
about the
top time, yeah. So if you flip a
Yep.
raw patty compared to a cooked patty, you want to flip the raw patty first because then when you go to flip the cooked patty, you will skip some of the animation of him flipping the first patty. And it saves a minuscule amount of time, but it's something. And to give you an
Let's see what time he's going to
idea,
get in the burgers.
to give you an idea of the RNG in this game, the worst recorded patty minigame to pure RNG was a 53, which is by me, and the best recorded minigame was a 105. So just from RNG, you can lose up to 12 seconds.
Yeah, it's very, very annoying. This is in the game, but it's a fun meme, I can't lie.
Right. So yeah, that was a
Alright,
56.
you got a 56.
But in all
Very
honest,
average,
but in
but
all
it's all
honest,
good.
in all honesty, thank you. In all honesty, I lost 2 seconds because I flipped the patty too early. That's perfectly
Yeah,
fine,
it's
though.
very easy to accidentally flip patties. Sometimes you just want to flip it as fast as possible to get done with the minigame and
Yeah.
then just lose time eventually.
I'm too
It's kind
hungry.
of annoying. So yeah, now we have Halloween Rock Bottom, and this world, like Pirate Lagoon, can also be entirely skipped. But first, it is mandatory that you collect a power-up because you need it to progress to actually get to the boss area of this world. And that power-up is the Scare ability. It is required to open the door to go to the boss fight in the world. So Punch is going to go onwards a little bit here and then do a hover to hopefully touch the trigger to unlock the power-up. So good luck.
Thank you. So once we touch this wall here on the other side of the hover, that is when we get the Scare power-up. And once we get there, we're just going to warp back, and we should be perfectly fine. There are theories
and now-
to skip getting the Scare power-up, but unfortunately, none of them are possible. It is possible to start it with the Test Tools mod, which Gordo Leo made. Thank you, making
Shout
that
outs to
Gordo.
Gordo.
Yeah, shout outs to Gordo. Great guy. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to get inside the museum without getting the scare power up first.
Yeah. Like we mentioned earlier, there are just kill planes everywhere. So, like, it just...
And invisible walls, too. Can't forget those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now he's going to be hovering to the outside of Rock Bottom Museum, and he's going to touch a checkpoint trigger here. Once he unlocks the checkpoint, he can warp to it, and now he's inside the Rock Bottom Museum. And now he's going to scare all these ghosts, and then press the button, and he will go to the Gary fight.
Okay, perfect scares. All right.
Yeah. So, normally here, ideally you would want to have 1 health so you could do a death warp, but unfortunately he has full health. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't save that much time, it's just a little optimization thing. So what he's going to do instead is stand here in this corner and he won't take any hits. And then, once the cutscene happens, he's going to go up a little bit, jump on the railing here, and then quickly jump over to get to the 2nd floor early. The goal here is to break the 3 vending machines, and then coming up, you're actually going to see another wall hover, and this is the only other one in the game. Punch, if you want to explain that one?
Sure thing, yeah. So you want to be careful here because you can get hit by these green slime balls like Gary's throwing at us when SpongeBob's still on screen. And it will take time for the camera to adjust for SpongeBob to go off screen. So you got to be patient and be careful that you don't get hit out mid-hover. Because there is a death plane right next to the front of that plank that I landed on.
Yeah. And that's Halloween Rock Bottom. And now we have not Pirate Lagoon, we have Prehistoric Kelp Forest.
Yeah, Kaons' favorite level.
It is my favorite level. It's my favorite level.
Quotes.
Booga booga.
There's a volcano in it. All right, yeah, Prehistoric Kelp Forest. This is also another world that is entirely skipped, but there is a very long, just out of bounds, walking, hovering kind of section. And then the boss fight, the first phase is pretty cool, but then after that, it's sort of like very auto-scroller-ish. So what PunchSh0t has to do here is he actually has to jump on the slide and then quickly jump off to enter an area out of bounds that, while avoiding a death trigger, and then it's just a giant hover. You want to explain that one?
Sure, yeah. So this one isn't really, they're very specific on the lineup. Just gotta make sure you have enough height. And I will get a boost up on this rock here to the side, just to be safe.
One.
Yeah. If you don't have enough height though, you will die. So I gotta be careful. Okay, that got me some height. That should be good enough. Okay, good
There we
stuff.
go, nice. All right, and so we're gonna be rolling here for a bit out of bounds until we find our way back into a little
Donations,
minigame
sir.
segment. So we've got like about a minute here for donations.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful. I've got donations to fill that time. I've got $50 for you from #slinging_slasher, who says,
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
wishing my fellow fry cook the best of luck.
Thank you, #slinging_slasher.
PunchSh0t is a great fry cook.
Incredible job. We also have $25 from Papa, who says, I am watching with my daughter Elliot. Her love of both SpongeBob and Games Done Quick makes this the perfect time to donate. Good luck on the run, PunchSh0t.
Oh, thank you so much. It's nice
That's
of you.
awesome.
Yeah, so this is probably a good time to start talking about bone strats for the
Yeah,
first.
the bone strats. Yep. So, in the first phase of this fight, there are 3 bones in the wall. You gotta break all of them to progress. And they're intended, you're supposed to be waiting for them, but you can actually get them early by doing some very complex jumps. And PunchSh0t is going to attempt the yellow one here first. Good luck.
Oh, not that one.
These are very.
I didn't expect to get that
Yep.
time. So cartwheel jumps, let's talk about those for a second. So cartwheel jumps, that hasn't been definitely proven yet, but it is theorized that keyboard inputs in this game are uncapped, while controller inputs are limited to 60. So it is supposedly harder to get a cartwheel jump properly on keyboard than it is controller. But again, it has been proven, so we don't know for sure.
Yeah. PunchSh0t didn't go for the purple bone. It is extremely difficult, so I don't blame him. But he's going to go for the blue bone after, and hopefully he should get that one. It's pretty free, but I mean, if he doesn't, it's still... Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
But getting the blue bone is a good showcase of what the bone strats do. It allows you to progress and quickly skip the phase here.
Nice.
You get that.
Good,
Nice
good.
job. You got it.
So something that PunchSh0t is doing there to make that work is something called a cartwheel spin, where you do the cartwheel and then cancel it with the spin animation, and actually lets you preserve a little bit of extra height through that spin, and that helps make a lot of that platforming actually possible there. So we'll be seeing that in a bit as well.
This game heavily lacks any sort of coyote frames, so the dodge spin off of platforms definitely helps a lot with that.
Yeah, so the rest of this fight, we're just gonna be avoiding these tiers of hers and the enemies we're gonna be killing. So we can get another couple donations in if you feel like it.
Oh, I always do. I've got $25 for you from Geek Prune, who says, first donation of the marathon for me. Greeting to my old man's birthday. He is a cancer survivor, so AGDQ is always important to us. Looking forward to the rest of the event. Good luck, runners, and thank you to everyone involved. We're so happy you can donate for us.
Yep, thank you so much.
Time for one more?
Go for it.
I've got $25 from T, who says, hello everyone at AGDQ. Good luck to all the runners today, and I can't believe you guys were able to get Patrick Starr on commentary.
Oh my god.
Glad AGDQ is getting bigger,
That is so funny.
bigger.
You know, I ran this game at pace, the hoverless category, and someone said the exact same thing in chat. Pretty funny.
Great.
Yeah, so you probably want to mention what you're doing here in this third phase for the
So
end stuff, right?
yeah, so in the third phase, there's going to be an eel that spawns on the opposite side of us. And if we do it properly, if we stand on the opposite side of it, it'll go for a straight line. So in theory, it should just run into the lava and off itself.
Yeah, just instantly KO.
Yep, there we go.
So there he goes.
All right. Rest in peace. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, and that'll just get us this last pillar for the last bit of HP, and we're out of prehistoric, just like that.
Yep, there we go.
Nice. And now we have medieval sulfur fields, but first we have to find some textbooks to help Squidward read again, because you forgot how to read in the prehistoric world. These textbooks are right behind SpongeBob's house.
Yep, it is slightly faster to just warp back to the pineapple and walk to the
I actually
ship
didn't
just
know that,
going
to be honest.
backwards. Yeah, well, actually in LRT it is. This game uses LRT compared to load and move time compared to
RTA,
real time. Yeah. Not sure if it's faster RTA or not.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. So yeah, medieval sulfur fields, he's heading to it. This level starts off with a very long slide, but PunchSh0t is going to do a major skip, a very long hover that allows him to get to the Bard audition very early on, and he's got to explain this one because I do not know anything about how this works.
Yeah, so the first part of this is that there's going to be a gap on that next trampoline that when we were in Goo Lagoon, we were supposed to unlock the ability to have these rings that we could use with the pizza box to boost ourselves midair a bit further. So Punch is actually doing a hover here to be able to cover the gap that you're supposed to be able to cross casually. And then once we get a certain way down the slide, we're going to set up another hover, I believe off this trampoline right here. And so what we're going to do is there's that big castle area over there, and we're going to end up seeing a use of what's called pizza stalling, or the pizza box stalling, in order to get back safely in bounds. So we are way above, over the top, over our destination. But at some point, our hover is going to end, right? So what Punch is going to do is repeatedly use the glide and then cancel it over and over. And this sort of stalls the fall speed of SpongeBob a little bit every time you do that. And you can use that to, oh, did you hit the kill plane? Oh.
Yeah, I got the kill plane. That's all right.
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and set it up again, but...
Yeah, the hover might actually not be safe. I'm going to actually do the regular route instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no problem.
fair.
So while we're doing
The
that...
regular road's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, so while we're working on that, Pippi, the floor is yours if you'd like to read some donations.
Sure thing. I've always got some. Here's $25 from Andrew, who says, love watching AGDQ. First time donating? Have fun? Go fast. Also, $25 from Ruddy Jess, who says, secrets? I like secrets. Let's unlock secrets. I agree, let's unlock secrets. It's less than $8,000 to go on the secret car fight incentive on Jet Set Radio Future. So I know y'all can make that happen, chat. I believe in you. Got time for one more?
Go for it.
Sure thing.
Sure.
Got $10 from Zero Count, who says, is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
No.
This is Patrick.
Probably got time for one more.
One more? Of course. Here's $50 from Work Metaphor, who says, I always look forward to AGDQ, seeing amazing glitches, saving all those frames, and all for a fantastic cause. We have seen some amazing glitches today. I will say, these are incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, this game is filled with them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so we're finishing off the rainbow slide area here, and then we are going to head down to the Bard audition area. And you are skipping a lot in this world. There's a huge portion with finding like stuff for like Twitchy and stuff, but all that. But we don't have to do any of that in any percent and hoverless. These worlds are quite similar. He's gonna do a hover here to the. Oh wait, is he gonna do the
I'm gonna
hoverless
try the
strat?
hover strat. I'm gonna try the hoverless strat. Let's go for it. It's a lot harder than the hover method.
Hey, let's go.
But it's not over yet. There is a giant death plane here just to avoid. So
Now
on
it's
the
over.
side here, and then.
Now we're safe.
Yeah, now we're at the Bard Challenge.
And
Nice,
now
there we go.
Nice.
Awesome. So this is the Bard Challenge.
Yeah, the memory game.
The memory game.
Memory
Which,
game. Like
so, yeah, so you...
PunchSh0t is really bad at this. He gets them wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chat, you should play along to see if you can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just have short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
He got one wrong.
Anytime.
Unbelievable.
No, I know.
What
Like
a
I said,
terrible runner. Can't even remember.
can't even remember the game that I did 1,000 times. Right, so in all seriousness, what I'm actually doing is that you don't need to get all these right. You just need to get the 12 that's required on the bottom left.
Yeah, so you just end up routing in the
order.
fastest buttons so that you get there.
Yeah.
And then we got a really cool platforming skip to get out of the
Yeah,
Bard
so-
Challenge.
Now we're heading to the dorm hall section, and fun fact, this is actually slower in any percent than it is in hoverless, because in hoverless you have hooks unlocked from going to Pirate Lagoon and actually finishing the level sort of the intended way. And here, since you don't have hooks, you have to do some hover stuff. So it's a bit slower, but it's still pretty fast ultimately.
Yeah, so you're going to see a costume change here in midair. This actually allows you to sort of almost jump out of your hover, and that lets you get the karate kick there in order to make that a bit faster. And then we're going to see another hover here from... oh, we're going for the bedpost one, all right.
Yeah,
just
I believe.
First version.
I
Yeah.
believe that this setup was actually found by Tyrone18 and Lucid, who are two Super Mario Odyssey speedrunners
Yeah,
that
so-
I'm friends with.
Yeah,
Yep, they have also ran this game.
Yeah, big
Along
shout
with
out to them.
Akrid, who actually had record for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe they did. I had a bunch of discoveries upon release on this game, but they don't run it much anymore.
Yeah, so now it's time. We're heading to Twitchy, and this fight is quite annoying, but we figured out a way to make it a lot easier. You're supposed to actually deliver these cakes to the different people here sitting at the tables. And the thing is, like, this game works by everything, like, being off camera. It doesn't exist. You can take advantage of that by angling the camera in a certain way so that the majority of the enemies don't even spawn in. And this really helps it out a lot. This fight is very annoying, casually and initially for speedruns, but it's not too bad now.
Yeah, there is a pretty hard strat that you can do, is when you cartwheel with while grabbing a cake, because you can't cartwheel after you grab a cake. If you time it right, you can release the cake as you are finishing the cartwheel, and it'll just launch into the plate that you want. But that is a lot harder to do on keyboard, because I can only hit two directions at a time.
Yeah, this is a little bit harder on keyboard because you're restricted to 8 directions, so you have to like rely on the camera for like more precise angles. So it does kind of mess up the camera angle stuff a little bit. On controller, it's a lot easier, but it's still pretty doable on keyboard mouse.
Yeah. Oh, I still have one left. Oh, it's just this one. We're good.
Yeah, it's just a close one.
Okay. Oh, that was a really
There we
good
go.
Twitchy. Twitchy can be really scary sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you lose. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Twitchy can be scary because you can lose up to like 4 seconds, depending on how those green balls hit you. That
All right,
Twitchy's
so
throwing at
Glove
you.
World is next. Yep. But where are you going?
Oh, there you
We're on the
go,
Glove
you go.
World.
On the Glove World, not Kelp Forest.
We're on the Glove
Yes,
World.
that's right. True that.
Yeah,
true that.
so Punch has to clear the area of jellyfish here in order to go to Glove World first to help out Mrs. Puff. And this is also routed very particularly. He's going to take this rolling ball and take it through the log here, jump on the log, and get these 2 jellyfish.
Yeah, sometimes manipulating the rolling ball through here can be a little kind of funky depending on like the angle you land on it. So
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you get that last jellyfish because SpongeBob will jump off in the direction that he's facing on the ball, and if he's facing in a weird direction like he does sometimes, you will need to get on the ball and jump off again, or you can just die.
Yeah, so there we go. So got all those jellyfish, and then we'll climb to the top, and that'll allow us to go in through the teleporter to Glove World from here. So.
And now, yep, Glove World. So each area in this world are separated by large areas of goo. So like every portion of this world is like sort of like an island. But luckily for us, the hover glitch exists, and that is exactly what Punch is going to do here several times. This world's a bit slower and hoverless because you actually have to go to the tunnel of Glove. You don't have to do that here.
Yep. Normally we need to fight that bathtub enemy on that building up there that we just skipped, but doing a hover, we can just go past the building and onto the next part of land.
Yeah, and you got to be a little careful on the way through some of the next sections as well. We'll see like a little bit of like weird movement around to avoid like actually getting pulled into like the tunnel of Glove or like a couple of these separate sections. So that's why you see Punch like going off to the side to set up this next hover as well. But we're gonna be doing some like hover stuff for the most part through here. So Pippy, we've probably got time for 1 or 2 donations.
I am glad to share those with you. We have $25 from Prez Kane, who says, had to donate for those amazing prizes. Thank you to everyone for all the hard work y'all put in for this event. Less than 3. Reminder, check out those prizes you could enter to win just by donating. Time for one more?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I've got $50 from Sansero, who says, another AGDQ. This week is going to be hype and probably unproductive at work, but don't tell anybody. Your secret's safe with us.
True enough, true enough.
Yep.
Don't blame me, don't blame you. GDQ is much more important than work. That is true.
Yeah, so instead of going around here in the circle, Punch, are you gonna do it?
My mouse just like, this malfunctions.
Yeah, he's not gonna do
We're
it.
good
You can
though.
actually go directly across by doing some platforming stuff. And
Yeah.
also, Punch had to skip a giant trigger for the Glove World Jail. The Glove World Jail, it's a big mini-boss sort of area, but it's completely separate. It is huge. If you touch that trigger, you lose a lot of time. But it's not too difficult to avoid, but yeah, I didn't do that. Just pointed out there. And then we're going to climb the Ferris wheel, and hopefully we get the funniest line in the game.
Yep,
Not the funniest line, but
we will
he's gonna
get
say
a
the name of the
very
game
important
eventually.
line right here. Listen to this. I don't know what's happening.
Is it gonna do it?
It is so unpredictable.
Wait,
I don't
how
understand why
I
he does
missed
that sometimes. It's completely random. Basically, Glovey Glove says Cosmic Shake. He says the name of the game. It's very cool.
Yeah, I guess you have to send a specific spot of the glove. I guess I missed it. I don't know. It's
I
kind of
don't know
random.
how it looked right to me. I don't know why I didn't get it. It's kind of random.
That's okay.
Yes, now we actually got Govy Gov himself. This is where we're gonna start to see the reef blower a lot. So
I thought I was gonna die there.
Okay, let's talk about it a bit more.
Yeah, so this is the next phase here is the most annoying one. You have to manipulate 3 big jelly enemies into the goo that Glovey Glove shoots out. And it is quite random and unpredictable. I do believe a portion of this is like RNG. You can't really control like what the big jellies do all the time.
Yep, you
He's
see
gonna
like
go
this guy's
very
coming down
annoying.
here, which he's not supposed to do at all.
A nice little RNG component at the very end of the run. You gotta love that.
I love it. Come on,
This last guy's being stubborn.
Come on.
You should go down here.
Oh, there he goes. All
Now
right,
it's
safe.
good.
What just died? I don't know what just died there, but that's cool. Oh, the leftover goo. That means we'll have to wait a little bit more, but that's okay. There's gonna be enemy that spawns here shortly. Maybe? Guess not. Okay, that's fine. And that's the phase. And now here we're going to do a kick hover, where we kick up a balloon and try to get as much air as possible, because if we're too low, the phase is not going to activate. Like, oh, and I died, that's fine.
This is tricky. His goal is to hover for a bit and then wait. Just stall the hover until the cutscene happens. And it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's a pretty cool strat.
This should be good.
And I
he's
believe
gonna
this
wait
I
here
believe this strat was found by
until
somebody you know,
cutscene
CheeseJayy.
What?
This strat was found by somebody you know, right?
Yeah, I believe this strat was found by Lucid.
I admire you, Glovey
Yep.
Glove, but you leave me no choice.
Very active Super Mario Odyssey runner. I believe he's going for 56 currently in 90%.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Chaos Pringle. He also ran this game for
Yeah.
I love KS Pringle.
It just feels like so many people came, once this game released, like so many people came out of the word work, like Kaons is talking about finding stuff for this game. It's been pretty crazy to see how far this game has come.
Everyone loves surrounding
Really,
the new SpongeBob games. Pretty cool. So yeah, now we have the trash section. We have to throw away trash right before the final boss. The routing for this is pretty cool. You can actually clip the ones in the cardboard box inside the dump truck, which is kind of neat.
That's fine. I'll go back and get that. I'll go back and get that too. That's okay.
Not an optimal trash
Doing it optimally is kind of annoying.
Yeah, no.
This is trash.
This is trash.
This is literally. Okay,
trash,
yes. So I
trash.
can, if you do this properly, you can actually just clip him into the
I
dumpster
actually
just
didn't
like
know
that.
that.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know that one. I'm gonna
Nice
be honest, I
backup.
did not know that.
All right, so yeah.
And now it's time for the final boss, Cassandra. Now this fight is gonna start off by just standing on a chair, and because of this magical chair, you'll avoid everything. And then after a certain point, Punch is going to jump up and swipe Cassandra, which counts as the first hit. But this does more than this does an additional thing too. It also allows PunchSh0t to keep the Reef Blower in the next phase, which trivializes the entire fight since he can just use it to protect himself the whole time. So he's gonna jump up,
Nice.
get the hit.
And you actually
And
gotta
now
be,
he
you
has
actually
the
gotta be
Reef
very
Blower still,
careful there. You actually gotta be very careful there when you hit her because she disappears in the back. She's behind Squidward, and if you hit her before she reappears, she will actually soft lock, and she will not reappear, and you won't be able to deal her damage. So you just have to die and restart the fight. But I did not soft lock it this time. I have killed runs to it before.
Yeah, in fact, we were actually doing like some practice runs the other day, and unfortunately, Punch did soft lock it there.
Twice.
If you get the hit too early, it really messes up the fight. And people have definitely lost like actual runs to it too. It's pretty annoying.
Yep, I have
Just gotta be
lost
little
a couple
patient.
record runs myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So time for the run is not on final hit. There's going to be a cutscene that plays afterwards, and once we see SpongeBob start to like go back into the portal loading screen, that's when
The
we're
final, yeah, when he's in the portal, that's when we'll call time. PunchSh0t will call it.
Yep, I will notify you when that's ready.
Yeah, there's just so much going on here with all the projectiles on screen. The nice thing is you can dodge roll through all of them, so it's like
Okay.
not as bad. But yeah,
Here we
here
go,
comes
last
final
hit.
And
And time.
time. Nice job, man.
Let's go. I was 45 and a half on the RTA, so
45 and a half?
Yeah.
All right, that's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yep.
It's about 6 minutes off RTA PB. My RTA PB is around 39:22, I believe.
Oh, Squidward, I'm so
Awesome
yeah, so
job.
Punch, you want to talk about the tutorial for a bit?
Oh yeah, sure. So if you
Why'd
are
you skip
interested,
it?
I don't know why I skipped it. It's just a force of habit when I finish runs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So basically,
good.
if you're interested in running this game, I have uploaded a full game tutorial on this version in my channel, my YouTube channel. You can go to that, just PunchSh0t. And I would like to give a few shout outs. I would like to shout out some people from the Cosmic Shake community. Gordo Leo, who I mentioned earlier, made all the mods for the game and helped us out a lot. The Cool Square for programming the auto splitter. Shift for influencing likely this game's existence in the first place, right? And some people from my own community, like Entep, who just donated, and Tango, who found a lot of the strats in this game, and Variety Passion, who actually just beat my record a few days before this event started, so congrats to him. And I
Yeah.
will be going back after this event to take back my time. Well, actually times, because he took 2 of them.
Yeah.
Jay, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to shout out my own Twitch. I don't really do SpongeBob, but I do a lot of Mario. So if you're interested in some of the 3D Mario categories, that's what I stream over on Twitch TV/CheeseJayy with 2 eyes.
Yeah. I'll be brief. I just, I want to shout out the whole SpongeBob community and just kind of on behalf of them, I want to thank GDQ for, having another SpongeBob game on the marathon, especially on the first day.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, crazy. Especially as someone who's been around the community for that long, I never thought we'd ever get anything like this. So, really means a lot to me as well. So, yeah. And then
Yeah.
also go follow PunchSh0t on Twitch as well.
Yeah, so my shot is
PunchSh0t.
very entertaining.
Twitch.tv/PunchSh0t, yes.
Yeah, with a 0 instead of an O.
Yes, with a
So,
0. That's
real
very-
quick, I
that's
want to
very
mention
important.
that the devs actually implemented a speedrun timer and other speedrunning features into the latest patch of this game, but we play an earlier patch, of course, because it's faster. But we do plan on routing the new patch eventually. It actually might be quite a bit of a different run because the hovers are a lot shorter. So if you're interested in learning about this game and all that stuff, all the resources, the Discord, we've got speedrun.com/TCS if you want to check that stuff out. We will all gladly help you out. Go follow PunchSh0t, twitch.tv/PunchSh0t, but the O is 0. I'm just a voice to all, but if you want to check me out, twitch.tv/Kaons, Kaons. And yeah, that is great. Great job, man. You did a great job in this
Yeah.
one.
Congrats.
Power Goo
Yeah.
Lagoon was very rough. But I mean, Power Goo Lagoon is always rough. Very rough world.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I did a great job regardless.
Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. And one more
Thank
time
you so
for
much, everyone. All the
PunchSh0t.
donators
A
and
real
stuff. Thank you, everyone.
experience.
First ever in person. Good job, dude. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been such an honor. It's been so surreal.